Markets participants were asked to give their thoughts about Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. And except for Sony, Sony doesn't like it. Literally everybody else said they don't care, or that they think it will actually be positive for the industry. 6 different participants in the market responded, many anonymously. Let's talk about what they said. Let's dive right into it right now. To whom it may concern, disclaimer, we would like to present our opinion anonymously. A lot of people are guessing who could it be. It could be EA, it could be Ubisoft. Who cares? It's just an interesting thought, but it's a big company. Anyway, the opinion is presented from the perspective of a developer and publisher of AAA titles whose games are distributed on all major consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, and mobile. We are of the opinion that it is difficult to predict exact effects of the anticipated acquisition by Microsoft Corporation of Activision Blizzard Inc., in particular due to the complexity of the video game industry and diversity of Microsoft's own business operations. We do not, however, expect any significant impact of the merger on our company nor distribution of our own products. In particular, we do not expect the merger to pose any risk to the distribution of our own games on Xbox or other consoles. That's one person who basically says, we are not worried about this deal going through. Next one. Dear sirs, I am the CEO of an independent game developer, having worked with the most of the top game publishers, including Sony, Microsoft, and Activision. I wish to express a couple of points regarding the Microsoft-Activision merger and possible remedies listed. 1. Trustworthiness of Microsoft. In my experience, dealing with them over the last 25 years, Microsoft always honor their contracts and obligations. When they say that they intend to make Call of Duty content available on Sony and Nintendo platforms, I believe them. And I believe it is in their interest as well as the interest of the industry. 2. Inevitability of consolidation in favor of cloud-based platforms. In my view, the potential of direct distribution of content to consumers through the cloud is given an inevitable advantage to the cloud-based platforms over the traditional publishers. While the Microsoft-Activision merger looks to be the largest to date, other similar consolidation is likely to happen as other publishers realize that their business has to evolve because consumers prefer to purchase games directly from online platforms, giving them access to a larger catalog. To build a stronger catalog, other platforms also aspire to acquire publishers and developers. Such consolidation is a natural evolution of the business and does not necessarily constitute standard lessening of competition. Competition from China. China-based giant Tencent is already an investor in Activision. If Microsoft is prevented from acquiring Activision, would the UK consumers be better served if they were acquired by Tencent instead? Chinese publishers in our industry benefit from an unfair advantage due to the fact that the China market is closed to Western companies through various regulations, while Chinese companies can freely, access the Western markets. Letting Microsoft and Activision consolidate their business in light of this fast-growing competition would not be against the interest of UK consumers. I remain at your disposal should you have any questions regarding the points above. Yours faithfully, blank, anonymous. That's 2 market participants who don't seem to particularly care about the deal. That one seems more positive. It was a very long one, but yes. Here we go. Dear sirs, we are pleased to offer the following observations on Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard in response to the provisional findings and notice of possible remedies published by the CMA on the 8th of February, 2023. We believe that consumers' tastes and preferences in the video game space cut across a broad array of games and a wide variety of genres and platforms. As such, we do not believe that any titles can be considered a must-have in the interactive entertainment market. In the context of this dynamic, and considering Microsoft's stated commitment to make certain games available on all platforms, we do not believe the proposed transaction will negatively impact consumers. That's 3. And before we keep going, just remember that these are people in the market that were reached out to for a response. So they were prompted by the EU or the CMA, I don't remember which one, I believe it's the EU, and said, hey, what do you think about this merger going through? Are you worried about it? And the only one who has opposed it is Sony, with a very strongly worded letter. Continuing on, there's Sony. This is from 4J Studios. And before we continue, hit that like button or hit that subscribe button, whichever you haven't done yet for today's video if you like it. Thanks for watching. Continuing on, submission by Chris Van Kuehl, CBE, chairman and co-founder of 4J Studios. 4J Studios is an SME independent games developer based in Dundee and East Linton. Our company has a working relationship with the games division of Microsoft for over 15 years. We have developed several games for Microsoft directly, including Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, and Banjo-Tooie, all for the 360. Microsoft were also responsible for introducing us to Mojang AB, which ultimately led to us becoming the developer of Minecraft console editions on the 360, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Wii U, and Nintendo Switch. We have been in a fairly unique position of working as a partner with Microsoft and also as a partner of a company which was acquired by Microsoft during our tenure as the party responsible for the console development of Minecraft. We had a period of transition from the ownership of Mojang AB from its original shareholders to the current position where it is wholly owned by Microsoft. During that period, which lasted several years, Microsoft has honored every element of the agreements that they inherited and also extended our relationship significantly to cover new formats like Nintendo Switch, as well as many other content enhancements. And that's important because that's what they're proposing for Call of Duty. We're going to bring Call of Duty to more players. And this company is saying, hey, we were through it and they helped us a lot. During the phase of Microsoft's ownership, we have never been under any pressure to favor Microsoft-owned formats. Indeed, we were actively encouraged by Microsoft to develop unique content, such as the Mario Mashup Pack for Nintendo formats. Microsoft have also brought... Actually, listen to that for a second. Indeed, we were actively encouraged by Microsoft to develop unique content, such as the Mario Mashup Pack for Nintendo formats, specifically saying, on Nintendo, we were actually asked to create unique Nintendo things for that platform. Microsoft have also brought significant stability and rigor to our contractual and commercial relationships and have been both fair and professional in all our dealings with them. The games industry is now the world's largest entertainment industry, and as such, it is inevitable that companies like Microsoft need to gain access to more content and talent to justify their continued investment into large-scale hardware platforms such as Xbox. We do not see the proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard as anything other than a natural evolution of the industry, and it does not give us any cause for concern for our own future opportunities. That's 4, but okay, well, we shouldn't count them because they work with Microsoft, so they're biased. That's what all the naysayers would say, right? Well, what about the other 3? You want another one? Here's number 5. We decided to take the opportunity to express our support of the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard. There are 2 main reasons why we felt compelled to do so. We honestly found the argument against this acquisition to be slightly exaggerated and out of proportion. We are worried that actual real competition and more innovative consumer-friendly initiatives could be potentially hindered by blocking this, by potential market leaders / competitors who might not be ready or might believe in a different strategy, which is fine, or just not compelled to change their status quo in the market. Throwing a little shade at Sony, whoever this is. While we do not want to point fingers at anyone's struggle to create and maintain a good culture for employees, as this is challenging for any company and has always been, we do see that a change in scenery with a new home at Microsoft might be good for some of our colleagues working in the studios on various projects. Hey, you know what? Being able to unionize might be kind of good for the companies in question. That's 5. What's number 6? Here's number 6. 6 companies said, yeah, we're all for it. Here's number 6. I felt compelled to get in touch regarding the CMA's notice of possible remedies in the Activision Blizzard acquisition case. Our business primarily focuses on releasing video games for various gaming platforms, including both Xbox and PlayStation. In recent years, we found that our video game sales across Xbox and PlayStation have been moving in different directions, mainly due to the structure of how each platform is laid out. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, there's fewer Xboxes on the market, so their sales must be a little worse on Xbox. That's what you would think, right? And, you know, PlayStation sales, you know, are probably great because PlayStation fosters their creators, right? Well, let's see what they have to say here. Oh, on PlayStation, we found our sales growing stagnant. Oh my goodness, that's not what everybody tells me on Twitter with each release. This is mainly due to the fact that despite PlayStation having the lion's share of player numbers and console sales, that share is mainly provided to larger titles from huge publishing labels and/or developers and publishers who are willing to spend lots of money on paid marketing within the PlayStation console. That means that on PlayStation, it simply isn't a level playing field for every publisher and developer. It has meant that as the years have gone by, if you put a smaller title on PlayStation devices now, your title will rarely appear organically to PlayStation players. Instead, you are 100% reliant on the players knowing about your game already and searching for it on the store. On Xbox, the opposite has come true over the last several years. There are numerous means of players finding your game on Xbox, including in special sections on the store and through the Xbox Game Pass service. As a result, we found that despite Xbox having much smaller player numbers and console sales than PlayStation, our games sell just as well on Xbox since more players are finding our games there. We usually find that the revenue we now make from new games is more on Xbox than PlayStation due to this fact. Again, despite Xbox being the smaller platform in many ways. We found that whenever there is large public buzz around Xbox, there are more Xbox hardware sales, and as a result, we see even better ongoing results on Xbox. With this in mind, I found myself of the opinion that the acquisition of Activision Blizzard can only be a good thing for smaller to mid-sized businesses like ours, as it will no doubt lead to increased sales of Xbox hardware, increased subscriber numbers on the Xbox Game Pass subscription service, and thus larger sales for businesses like ours on Xbox. Coupled with the fact that Xbox has a better ecosystem currently for players to discover new games, I can only see the acquisitions being a positive for a lot of businesses like ours. The acquisition will not all of a sudden make Xbox the dominant platform, obviously. It's far more likely that it may help create a more level playing field, like I've been saying the whole time, between Xbox and PlayStation, which at this point in time is sorely needed. PlayStation needs better competition to force the platform to up its game, and this will surely help do that. That's number 6. A cross-platform developer, a mid-sized developer saying, hey, look, PlayStation has our game, Xbox has our game, but you know what? The smaller market participant actually does better at marketing our game than Sony does. Sony has not taken care of us, and maybe you should look into that. Maybe there is something here. These aren't fanboys. These aren't people on Twitter arguing about it. There are people that work directly with Microsoft and some that work with Microsoft and Sony. 4J actively develops on PlayStation and on Xbox. This final market participant admits that they publish their game both on PlayStation and Xbox. But who's taking better care of them? Xbox is, plain and simple. So yes, are there problems with Xbox? Of course. There's many things that need to be addressed, like their release cadence, where are the exclusives? But these are 6 market participants who were prompted by these commissions to submit a reply. And they were all positive except for Sony's. Just think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you haven't yet, and hit that like button if you're subscribed already. That does help the channel grow and get more traction. Thank you so much to all the members for supporting. If you want to watch these videos with no ads, just, become a member. No more ads. Click that join button to do that. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see this video about Microsoft's epic reply to the CMA, check it out right now. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.